Welcome to Euthenia Travels, your go-to channel for insightful and eye-opening travel content. Before we dive into today's topic, if you're new here, please consider subscribing to our channel. Your support helps us continue bringing you high-quality documentaries and travel insights from around the world. Today, we're embarking on a journey through Europe, but not to its picturesque landmarks or charming cafes. Instead, we'll be exploring a darker side of the continent, its most dangerous cities. Over the next hour, we'll take an in-depth look at the top 10 most dangerous cities in Europe, examining crime rates, social issues, and the factors that contribute to their reputations. It's important to note that danger can be subjective and multifaceted. We'll be considering various factors, including crime rates, types of crimes, socioeconomic conditions, and historical contexts. Our goal is not to discourage travel to these places, but to provide a comprehensive understanding of the challenges they face and the realities on the ground. 10. Marseille, France. Nestled on France's Mediterranean coast, Marseille is a city of stark contrasts. With its picturesque old port, vibrant culture, and beautiful beaches, it's a popular tourist destination. However, beneath its charming exterior, Marseille grapples with significant safety challenges that landed on our list. Brief history and background. Founded by Greek sailors around 600 BCE, Marseille is one of the oldest cities in France. Its strategic location made it an important port throughout history, attracting diverse populations and fostering a unique, multicultural identity. However, this diversity has also led to social tensions and economic disparities. Current crime statistics and trends. As of 2024, Marseille's crime rate remains significantly higher than the national average. The city reports a violent crime rate 1.5 times the national average. Property crime rates 30% higher than the French average. A homicide rate of 3.5 per 100,000 inhabitants, one of the highest in Western Europe. Main types of crime and safety concerns. Drug-related crime. Marseille has long struggled with drug trafficking, particularly in its northern districts. Gang violence. Turf wars between criminal groups often spill onto the streets. Theft and robbery. Pickpocketing and muggings are common, especially in tourist areas. Car theft and break-ins. The city has one of the highest rates of vehicle-related crime in France. Socioeconomic factors. Several factors contribute to Marseille's crime problem. High unemployment. At 12%, it's significantly above the national average. Poverty. Nearly 26% of the population lives below the poverty line. Social housing issues. Many of the city's housing projects are plagued by poor living conditions and lack of opportunity. Geographical divide. There's a stark contrast between the affluent southern neighborhoods and the poorer northern districts. Efforts to improve safety. Marseille's authorities are not sitting idle. Recent initiatives include increased police presence in high-crime areas, urban renewal projects to improve living conditions in disadvantaged neighborhoods, youth programs aimed at providing alternatives to crime and gang involvement, enhanced CCTV coverage in public spaces. 9. Naples, Italy. Our journey takes us next to the sun-soaked shores of southern Italy, where we find Naples, a city as famous for its pizza as it is infamous for its crime. This ancient metropolis, with its rich history and stunning views of Mount Vesuvius, holds a unique place in Italian culture, and on our list of Europe's most dangerous cities. Brief history and background. Founded by Greek colonists in the 2nd millennium BCE, Naples has been a major cultural and economic center for centuries. Its strategic location made it a prize for various empires, from the Romans to the Spanish. This complex history has left an indelible mark on the city's character, fostering a fierce local pride alongside long-standing social challenges. Current crime statistics and trends. As of 2024, Naples continues to grapple with crime rates higher than the Italian average. The overall crime rate is approximately 20% above the national average. Organized crime-related offenses are 2.5 times higher than the Italian mean. Petty theft and robbery rates are 35% above average. Main types of crime and safety concerns. Organized crime. The Camorra, Naples' infamous mafia organization, maintains a significant presence. Petty theft. pickpocketing and bag snatching are common, especially in tourist areas. Point 5. Scams. Tourists are often targeted by various con artists and fraudsters. Vandalism and property damage, graffiti and deliberate damage to public and private property are widespread issues. Socioeconomic factors. Several elements contribute to Naples' crime problem. High unemployment. The rate stands at around 20%, nearly double the national average. Youth unemployment. Even more alarming, youth unemployment hovers around 40%. Economic disparity. There's a stark contrast between the city's affluent areas and its impoverished neighborhoods. Informal economy. A significant portion of economic activity occurs off the books, often tied to criminal networks. Efforts to improve safety. Naples authorities and citizens are actively working to address these issues. Increased police presence in high-risk areas. Anti-mafia initiatives, including education programs in schools. Urban regeneration projects to improve living conditions in disadvantaged areas. Promotion of legal entrepreneurship to provide alternatives to the informal economy. 8. Malmö, Sweden. Our journey now takes us to the north, to a city that might surprise many viewers with its inclusion on this list. Malmö, Sweden's third-largest city, is known for its modern architecture, multiculturalism, and commitment to sustainability. However, in recent years, it has also gained notoriety for its rising crime rates and social tensions. Brief history and background. Malmö's history dates back to the 13th century, when it was part of Denmark. It became Swedish in 1658 and played a crucial role in the country's industrialization. In recent decades, Malmö has transformed from an industrial center to a knowledge-based economy, attracting a diverse population of immigrants and students. Current crime statistics and trends. As of 2024, Malmö's crime rates stand out in the context of Sweden's generally low crime levels. The violent crime rate is 50% higher than the national average. Gang-related violence has seen a 30% increase over the past 5 years. Property crime rates are 25% above the Swedish mean. Main types of crime and safety concerns. Gang violence. Rival groups, often in disadvantaged neighborhoods, engage in conflicts that sometimes turn deadly. Shootings and explosions. While rare by global standards, these incidents have become more frequent in recent years. Drug-related crime. Malmö is a key point in Scandinavian drug trafficking routes. Hate crimes. The city has seen an increase in crimes targeting minority groups. Socioeconomic factors. Several elements contribute to Malmö's safety challenges. Segregation. Many immigrants and their descendants live in isolated, disadvantaged neighborhoods. Unemployment. While lower than some cities on our list, it remains higher than the Swedish average, especially among immigrant communities. Social tensions. Rapid demographic changes have led to integration challenges and social friction. Income inequality. There's a growing gap between the city's affluent areas and its poorer neighborhoods. Efforts to improve safety. Malmö's authorities are actively working to address these issues. Community policing initiatives to build trust between law enforcement and residents. Social programs aimed at providing opportunities for at-risk youth. Urban development projects to improve living conditions in disadvantaged areas. Integration programs to foster social cohesion. 7. Athens, Greece. Our journey now takes us to the cradle of Western civilization, Athens. This ancient city, steeped in history and philosophy, might seem an unlikely candidate for our list. However, the Greek capital has faced significant challenges in recent years, leading to a rise in crime and social unrest. Brief history and background. Athens' history stretches back over 3,400 years, making it one of the oldest cities in the world. As the birthplace of democracy and classical culture, its influence on Western civilization cannot be overstated. In modern times, Athens has been the center of Greek politics, culture, and economy. However, the city has also borne the brunt of Greece's economic crisis, which has had far-reaching effects on its social fabric. Current crime statistics and trends. As of 2024, Athens' crime rates have shown concerning trends. Overall crime rate is 40% above the national average. Property crimes have increased by 25% over the past 5 years. Violent crimes, while still relatively low by European standards, have seen a 15% uptick. Main types of crime and safety concerns: theft and pickpocketing, particularly prevalent in tourist areas and on public transportation. Burglaries, residential break-ins have become more common. Drug-related crimes. Certain neighborhoods struggle with open drug use and dealing. Civil unrest, protests and demonstrations, sometimes turning violent, occur regularly. Socioeconomic factors. Several elements contribute to Athens' safety challenges. Economic crisis aftermath. Despite improvements, unemployment remains high at around 15%. Youth unemployment. Even more concerning, youth unemployment hovers around 30%. Austerity measures. Cuts to public services have strained social support systems. Refugee influx. Athens has struggled to integrate large numbers of refugees and migrants. Efforts to improve safety. Athens authorities are working to address these issues. Increased police presence in high-crime areas and tourist zones. Community policing initiatives to build trust with local residents. Social programs aimed at providing opportunities for unemployed youth. Urban renewal projects to revitalize neglected neighborhoods. 6. Glasgow, Scotland. Our journey now takes us to the largest city in Scotland, Glasgow. Known for its rich industrial heritage, vibrant culture, and friendly locals, Glasgow might seem an unlikely entry on our list. However, beneath its surface of urban renewal and cultural renaissance, the city grapples with persistent issues of violence and deprivation that place it among Europe's more dangerous urban centers. Brief history and background. Glasgow's history dates back to the 6th century, but it was during the Industrial Revolution that the city truly came into its own. Once known as the second city of the British Empire, Glasgow was a powerhouse of shipbuilding and manufacturing. However, the decline of heavy industry in the latter half of the 20th century led to significant economic and social challenges, many of which persist today. Current crime statistics and trends. As of 2024, Glasgow's crime rates continue to be a concern. Violent crime rate is 60% higher than the Scottish average. Knife crime, while decreased from its peak, remains 30% above the national average. Drug-related deaths are the highest in Europe, at nearly 3 times the UK average. Main types of crime and safety concerns. Violent assaults, often alcohol or drug-related, particularly in nightlife areas. Knife crime. Despite reduction efforts, knife violence remains a significant issue. Drug-related crime, both in terms of dealing and the social impact of addiction. Sectarian violence. Although diminished, tensions between Protestant and Catholic communities occasionally flare up. Socioeconomic factors. Several elements contribute to Glasgow's safety challenges. Post-industrial decline. Many areas have never fully recovered from the loss of traditional industries. Poverty. Glasgow has some of the most deprived neighborhoods in Scotland. Health inequalities. The Glasgow effect refers to unexpectedly poor health outcomes in the city. Alcohol culture. A traditionally heavy drinking culture contributes to violence and social problems. Efforts to improve safety. Glasgow's authorities have implemented several initiatives to address these issues. Violence Reduction Unit, a pioneering approach treating violence as a public health issue. Community initiatives, programs aimed at providing opportunities for at-risk youth. Urban regeneration, efforts to improve housing and community facilities in deprived areas. Knife amnesties and education programs in schools. 5. Marseille, France. We now return to France, this time focusing on its second largest city, Marseille. This vibrant Mediterranean port city, known for its diverse population and rich cultural heritage, has long struggled with a reputation for crime and social unrest that places it higher on our list than its northern counterpart, Paris. Brief history and background. Founded around 600 BCE by Greek sailors, Marseille is one of the oldest cities in France. Its strategic location on the Mediterranean coast has made it an important port and melting pot of cultures throughout history. However, this diversity and its role as a major entry point for immigration have also contributed to social tensions and economic disparities. Current crime statistics and trends. As of 2024, Marseille's crime rates continue to be a significant concern. The overall crime rate is 70% higher than the national average. Violent crime, including homicides, is twice the French average. Drug-related offenses are 2.5 times higher than the national mean. Main types of crime and safety concerns. Drug trafficking. Marseille is a key transit point for drug networks. Gang violence. Turf wars between criminal groups often result in public shootouts. Robbery and theft. Both tourists and locals are at risk, particularly in certain neighborhoods. Corruption. Have been ongoing concerns about links between criminals and local officials. Socioeconomic factors. Several elements contribute to Marseille's safety challenges. High unemployment, particularly in the northern districts, reaching up to 25% in some areas. Poverty. Nearly a quarter of the population lives below the poverty line. Urban segregation. There's a stark divide between the more affluent southern areas and the poorer northern districts. Immigration challenges. The city struggles to integrate large numbers of immigrants, many of whom face discrimination and limited opportunities. Efforts to improve safety. Marseille's authorities have implemented several initiatives to address these issues, increased police presence and surveillance in high-crime areas. Urban renewal projects aimed at improving living conditions in disadvantaged neighborhoods. Youth programs providing alternatives to crime and gang involvement. Anti-corruption measures to restore faith in local institutions. 4. Naples, Italy. Our journey now takes us back to Italy, this time to the bustling southern city of Naples. Known for its rich history, vibrant culture, and world-famous cuisine, Naples is also infamous for its long-standing association with organized crime and social unrest, earning it a high place on our list of Europe's most dangerous cities. Brief history and background. Founded by Greek settlers in the 2nd millennium BCE, Naples has been a major center of Mediterranean trade and culture for centuries. Its strategic location has made it a prize for various empires throughout history, from the Romans to the Spanish Bourbons. This complex history has contributed to Naples' unique character, but also to its enduring social and economic challenges. Current crime statistics and trends. As of 2024, Naples continues to struggle with high crime rates. The overall crime rate is 80% above the Italian average. Organized crime-related offenses are 3 times higher than the national mean. Petty crimes like theft and pickpocketing are twice the Italian average. Main types of crime and safety concerns. Organized crime. The Camorra, Naples' powerful mafia organization, maintains a strong presence. Petty theft and robbery. Tourists and locals alike are at risk, especially in crowded areas. Corruption. There are ongoing concerns about the influence of organized crime in local politics and business. Illegal waste dumping. Environmental crimes linked to the Camorra have severe health implications. Socioeconomic factors. Several elements contribute to Naples' safety challenges. High unemployment. The rate stands at around 20%, with youth unemployment even higher. Poverty. Nearly a third of the population lives below the poverty line. Educational challenges. School dropout rates are among the highest in Italy. Informal economy. A significant portion of economic activity occurs off the books, often linked to criminal networks. Efforts to improve safety. Naples authorities and civil society are working to address these issues. Anti-mafia initiatives, including education programs and support for businesses that refuse to pay protection money. Increased police presence and surveillance in high-crime areas. Urban regeneration projects aimed at improving living conditions in disadvantaged neighborhoods. Efforts to promote legal entrepreneurship and attract international investment. 3. Kiev, Ukraine. Our journey now takes us to Eastern Europe and the capital city of Ukraine, Kiev. This ancient city, with its golden dome churches and rich cultural heritage, might seem an unlikely candidate for our list. However, recent years have seen Kiev face unprecedented challenges that have significantly impacted its safety and security. Brief history and background. Founded in the 5th century, Kiev is one of the oldest cities in Eastern Europe and has long been a center of East Slavic civilization. It has survived Mongol invasion, Soviet rule, and in recent years, the turmoil of revolution and ongoing conflict with Russia. This complex history has shaped Kiev into a city of resilience, but also one facing serious security challenges. Current crime statistics and trends. As of 2024, Kyiv's crime rates have been significantly affected by ongoing political and economic instability. The overall crime rate is 90% above the pre-conflict national average. Violent crime has increased by 70% since the start of the conflict. Property crime, including theft and burglary, has doubled. Main types of crime and safety concerns: conflict-related violence. While not in the conflict zone, Kyiv has seen spillover effects. Organized crime, criminal groups have exploited the unstable situation. Corruption, despite efforts at reform, corruption remains a significant issue. Cybercrime, Kyiv has become a hotspot for various forms of cybercriminal activity. Socioeconomic factors, several elements contribute to Kyiv's safety challenges. Political instability, ongoing conflict has strained government resources and public trust. Economic hardship, the conflict has severely impacted Ukraine's economy, leading to high unemployment and poverty rates. Displacement, Kyiv has had to absorb large numbers of internally displaced persons from conflict areas. Brain drain, many young, educated Ukrainians have left the country, impacting the city's development. Efforts to improve safety, Kyiv's authorities, with international support, are working to address these issues. Police reform, efforts to create a more transparent and effective law enforcement system. Anti-corruption initiatives, including the establishment of new anti-corruption bodies. Economic development programs, aimed at attracting investment and creating jobs. Strengthening cybersecurity, both at governmental and private sector levels. 2. Tirana, Albania. As we near the top of our list, we travel to southeastern Europe and the capital of Albania, Tirana. This city, with its colorful buildings and vibrant youth culture, has made significant strides since the fall of communism. However, persistent issues with organized crime and corruption place it high on our list of Europe's most dangerous cities. Brief history and background. Tirana's history as a major urban center is relatively recent, becoming Albania's capital only in 1920. However, the city's development been profoundly shaped by the country's turbulent 20th century history, including Italian occupation, one of the most severe communist regimes in Europe, and a chaotic transition to democracy in the 1990s. This legacy continues to influence Tirana's social and economic landscape. Current crime statistics and trends. As of 2024, Tirana's crime rates remain a significant concern. The overall crime rate is 100% above the European average. Organized crime-related offenses are 4 times higher than the EU mean. Corruption indices place Albania among the most corrupt countries in Europe. Main types of crime and safety concerns. Organized crime. Albanian criminal groups are major players in European drug trafficking and human smuggling. Corruption affects all levels of society, from petty bribery to high-level political corruption. Human trafficking. Tirana is a source, transit, and destination point for human trafficking. Property crime, theft and robbery rates remain high, particularly targeting tourists. Socioeconomic factors. Several elements contribute to Tirana's safety challenges. Economic transition. The shift from communism to a market economy has created winners and losers. High unemployment, particularly among youth, driving many towards criminal activities. Weak institutions. The justice system and law enforcement agencies are still developing capacity. Brain drain. Many educated Albanians leave the country, impacting development. Efforts to improve safety. Tirana's authorities, with support from the EU and other international partners, are working to address these issues. Police reform. Efforts to professionalize and modernize law enforcement. Anti-corruption initiatives, including vetting of judges and prosecutors. Economic development. Programs to attract foreign investment and create jobs. EU integration process, using EU accession requirements as a catalyst for reform. 1. Kyzyl, Russia. We've reached the top of our list, and our journey takes us to a city that might be unfamiliar to many of our viewers. Kyzyl, the capital of the Tuva Republic in southern Siberia, Russia, tops our list as Europe's most dangerous city. This remote urban center, straddling the border between Europe and Asia, faces a perfect storm of socio-economic challenges that have led to alarmingly high crime rates. Brief history and background. Founded in 1914, Kizil is a relatively young city by European standards. It became the capital of the Tuvan People's Republic in 1921, which was later incorporated into the Soviet Union in 1944. The city's location at the geographic center of Asia has made it a meeting point of cultures, but also a nexus of challenges typical to both European Russia and Central Asia. Current crime statistics and trends. As of 2024, Kizil's crime rates are staggering. The overall crime rate is 150% above the Russian average. The homicide rate is the highest in Europe, nearly 10 times the European average. Violent crime rates are 3 times higher than Moscow or St. Petersburg. Main types of crime and safety concerns. Violent crime, including homicides, assaults, and robberies. Alcohol-related crime. Excessive alcohol consumption contributes significantly to violence. Drug trafficking. Kizil's location makes it a transit point for drugs from Central Asia. Property crime. High rates of theft and burglary. Socioeconomic factors. Several elements contribute to Kizil's safety challenges. Extreme poverty. Tuva is one of the poorest regions in Russia. Unemployment. Rates are among the highest in the country, particularly among youth. Alcoholism. The region has one of the highest rates of alcohol consumption in Russia. Geographic isolation. Kizil's remote location limits economic opportunities and access to resources. Efforts to improve safety. Kizil's authorities, with support from the federal government, are working to address these issues. Increased law enforcement presence, more police on the streets and in high-crime areas. Anti-alcohol campaigns, efforts to reduce alcohol consumption and related violence. Economic development initiatives, programs to attract investment and create jobs. Cultural preservation, promoting traditional Tuvan culture as an alternative to crime and substance abuse. Conclusion. As we conclude our journey through Europe's most dangerous cities, it's crucial to reflect on what we've learned and what it means for urban safety across the continent. First and foremost, our exploration has revealed that danger and safety in urban environments are complex, multifaceted issues. Crime rates alone don't tell the whole story. Historical context, economic conditions, social factors, and geopolitical realities all play significant roles in shaping a city's safety landscape. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Europe's most dangerous cities. We hope this documentary has provided valuable insights and sparked thoughtful discussion about urban safety and the future of our cities. This is Euthenia Travels, signing off. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth explorations of our world's most fascinating places. Until next time, stay safe and keep exploring.